Hello there and welcome back to Out of War. As you can see, we're in the Scandinavian map here with a hardcore start, and to begin with today I'm out here in the loader. Now the idea I want to do is dig out a little pad over here and get ourselves a foundation ready to build up a little hut storage area, warehouse kind of thing. You get the idea, where we can put our ore smelters and wash plants in, and maybe a little bed there so we can sleep through the night time. And we got a nice clear day for once here up on this hillside. It seems every day I've been out here since I got here it's been the weather is against us basically, but things are on our side right now. We have a good bright evening here and it's the ideal conditions to get our work done. So I'm going to scrape out these plants here. We'll extend our little gravel road out this way, kind of flatten ourselves a nice area, and we'll get a little bit of gravel down as a good foundation for that timber framed warehouse, so we're not rotting out the wood there over time. Super happy with the L11 so far. It was most definitely worth saving up the extra cash to get our hands on this machine. Just for jobs like this, it is pretty unmatched, I would say, in this game. It's a little beast. Love to jump into it at every opportunity given. You can see there on the screen we're a little bit less than halfway through a coal quest at the moment as well. So when we finish up with our hut here, I might look at getting as much coal as I can out of that hillside there, just to get that finished up with. Now I don't think I want to dig out too much more further this way, so if I could kind of get my area set up here where I'm intending this hut to be. We can go ahead and jump out here and get a little bit of gravel down. No roller at the moment, so we'll be using our shovel there, our spade, to do some smoothing this little path that we're creating. And I think we're out far enough there that we'll have plenty of room to maneuver and expand this path further up that hill when the time comes. But for now, this is a decent, I would say. I'm quite happy with it. So I just want to get in that loader there and scrape out as many of these shrubs and plants as I can. As you can see, the ground is really quite dense when I'm there. Don't need a huge warehouse right now, but I'd like to get the frame of a decent sized one down at least. And we can go ahead there and get rid of that by hand. Okay, and we have a little pathway over here. It's not the most smooth thing in the world, but it's going to be just fine for what we need it for. Alrighty then, let's try and keep the bucket on this machine as level as possible. I'll try and keep an eye on my GPS there. Kind of bounced off the ground that time. So we'll angle those teeth down a little bit there, just to get stuck into the ground with the bucket. May as well run all the dirt here. I don't really have anywhere particularly that I want to dump it just yet. May as well get a little bit of extra cash out of it there. So we can go ahead and turn the teeth of the bucket down and start scraping into this. Oop. Almost an accident. Would be a shame to turn this machine so early into turn the machine over so early into my session. Wouldn't be a good omen for when we jump into that excavator in a little while here. But then I think we can get one or two more scrapes of this bucket across here and we'll jump out and get ourselves a little foundation down. Kind of a wild one that time. Let's come in here from the bottom side of this. There we go, making a decent progress with this one. Just get a little bit more there. Flatten down those plants. Alrighty then, let's jump out here. And I have some materials in my inventory to get me started, but first of all, let's do a little bit of smoothing here. Get rid of some of these plants by hand also. We have a decent sized foundation there. Alrighty, this will, I'll just get these last two here, or I'll be doing it constantly as I take an extra two with me there, just for good measure. Okay, we need to do a little bit over here as well. Alrighty, so we can throw down some gravel over here, why not? Just to make it look all nice, and we'll try and get a little bit level as well. We're on a hill here, as you can see. Kind of give myself an outline here of the size I want this house to be. Doesn't have to be humongous, but needs to be a decent size to get a couple of smelters and wash plants into it at least. Build up the side of the hill here. We're out of gravel there, but we'll go ahead and get some more of that. It's nice and cheap actually. Let's go ahead there and grab 300 of those. We'll put it to good use at one stage or another here, I'm sure. Alrighty, and that's not perfect, but it's gonna do. Alright, let's do a little bit of smoothing here then. Let's give it a quick go over. We won't really be seeing this, we're gonna build on top. But just kind of flatten it down so there's no gravel sticking through my floor, essentially. Alrighty then, and that should do nicely. Let's get this a couple of whacks over here. There we go, for the entrance. Throw a little piece of gravel there, why not? Cover up that dirt. So then, let's guess, so we have a bunch of walls there, we have some floors here as well, actually, I didn't see those at first glance. Let's get ourselves onto grid build then. And just about there, it's a little bit high, but that's okay. How is that looking there then? We can come over a couple more pieces. Put myself back into first person there to make it a little bit easier on the eye. And then we have some wood blocks that we'll throw underneath here for a little bit of support. And that is on grid builds, but that's not going to match up. Not too sure why. Interesting. So that is not going to work, unfortunately. So we're going to have to pile up a bunch of gravel underneath. Let's just get this out here and we'll get the corners. Okay, and that's not too bad. I would say that that's laying fairly smoothly there. Let's get out the pickaxe and clean this up a little bit. We can go ahead there and get a little bit more gravel in under here, just so it looks a bit more solid there. The corner of a building is going to be floating in the air, essentially. There we go. So then I think we're going to need a stairs up to this platform here. Let's go ahead and go in the store there. A little bit expensive, but that's okay. Let's try and get this down. So we're in grid builds, but we want to rotate you. Maybe I need to snap build actually. It's kind of hard to see if that's aligned there. It aligns fairly well, but let's try and fix it. Oops, the wrong tool. And that's nice there. That is nice indeed. Probably could do with one more. Our guy can't reach up to the first step there. Let's go ahead and get one more. Why not? They're relatively cheap. So then, that's sticking into the ground a little bit. Let's just go ahead and dig this out. Get this tree stump out of our way here. Doesn't want to come too easily there. We got it eventually. A little bit of smoothing. There we go. That's that looks reasonably happy with that. All right, so let's get ourselves a door here. Why not? Small door. Should be plenty big for what we need it for. So then, how is that looking there? Not exactly lined up, unfortunately. Alright, let's just go ahead here and see if we can snap it. How is grid looking actually? Grid is not much better, so run free build. Let's try and get an angle where I can actually see where I'm going to be placing this. Doesn't matter too much if it's backwards or frontwards, I think. There we go. How is that looking? Looks decent. So then let's get ourselves some walls down here and we can get ourselves onto snap build. That's not ideal, obviously. Oh no. What have I done? So we can get our sledge out here and we're gonna need to free build this on here. Let's just take a look at that. It's far from perfect, unfortunately. Can we snap on here to the side? We can. Our floor is going to extend out underneath, but that's okay. We'll take it for now. I kind of messed my whole thing up here by putting in these stairs. Ah, it's okay. It's not the end of the world here. Okay, so let's see if you want to rotate for me. There we are. Alrighty, let's throw a few floors down here. Clean it up a little bit there. Actually go ahead and throw down as many of these as I have. I don't like to snap build too much. I'm gonna find myself doing quite a bit of digging out here, I believe. But we'll go with what we have for now. A little bit of gravel sticking through my floor, get rid of that before I forget about it. Then we can try to snap on here, and then we can snap there. And we'll take out this where our door is. Good. Let's just throw down all our floor pieces here to see what kind of area size we're dealing with. And a couple more pieces to go, so I think I'll finish this row here and leave it at that. So then, would you like to rotate this way for me, please? There we go. And how are we looking at size here? It's not huge, but it's respectable for now. We can always build on an extension there, of course. Rotate for me, please, kindly. There we are. We can continue out here with this one. We can kind of cover in our little foundation area on this side, why not? There's plenty of these wall pieces. I think I went overboard with them slightly. Let's jump out here then. Ah yeah, so you can actually build all the way down to the floor here. There we go. If you would be so kind to snap on here. Do a little bit more here, why not? It's not exactly aligned there, but it will do. Let's just put you down there for now. It's not actually clipping, which is nice. May as well cover in this side while we're at it. Oops. Alrighty, and that's already embedded in some mud there. So we have a decent sized structure here. I don't want to think I want to go too high here with my walls. I believe I have some roof pieces either cooking up there at the moment or already cooked up, so we'll go ahead and grab those here in a moment. A little bit of dirt sticking through my wall here. Let's try and get rid of that. If it wants to, I may have to go ahead and get that from the outside. It's okay though, no problem. Alrighty then, let's run out here and get ourselves a couple of roof pieces. It's not looking too bad actually. A little bit more gravel. Yeah, let's throw a little bit of gravel in here. Go ahead and get rid of a couple of these weeds in my front yard here. There we are. Get rid of you as well, and you, and you, and you. It's a deep one, come on, there we go. Alrighty, so in one of these wood benches I should have some roof pieces there. Hopefully. I have some angle pieces cooking up there. So the roof pieces are not actually made yet. We have a little bit of time there to wait for those, but that's okay. A little bit of gold and a bit of diamonds there. And there's not too much in that, we won't worry about getting that stacked up. But we've started our little warehouse area done here. That's decent progress. I think I'm going to jump in my excavator now and run a few loads through our wash plant here just to keep that money rolling in. So we can keep doing nice things like building huts here instead of investing in new machinery. But that's okay. It's looking pretty decent there. Let's clean this up a little bit here, get rid of some of this crap around the side. That's a shame, I may actually have to dig up. No, we managed to get it. Can we get this one also? Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, I'll stop weed whacking now. I'm getting a little bit carried away with it there. But it is rather satisfying, I have to say. Alrighty, last one. So let me jump into my machine here and we'll try and run some coal through this. Get some of this coal crust done at least. Not quite sure if we're going to get it all done, but we'll try. Evening is rolling in a little bit here, but I think we still have plenty of light out. No needs to... Oop, what have I done here? Need to get my spade out and do some hitting. Or smoothing. Alrighty, and we're fairly decently in position there. Let's get up to the top of this hill then. And run some dirt. So we're a little bit out of our coal deposit here, but let's get what we can at least. Coal is kind of directly under the machine at the moment, which isn't ideal, so we'll have to readjust here next time. I pull up my rock truck there. Yeah, we got a little bit of coal that time at least. I can actually jump in my loader there as well and clean up around that water refinery. There's a decent amount of coal over there that I'm not going to be able to get with this machine. I can go ahead and actually back this up a little bit there. Throw her into high gear. Hopefully I'll be able to reach that rock truck at this distance. Just about, I think. Just barely. But we won't say no to running some paydirt through the system, that's for sure. Alrighty then. Let's get this lined up. Oop. Driving up on my hopper. It's unfortunate. Alrighty, I think I will actually jump in the loader there and scrape out some of this coal here along that pipeline and refinery. Let me just get my truck out of the way here. There we go. Whole bunch of coal there that I was never reaching with that excavator, let's be honest. I think I should leave that side for the excavator there, maybe. A little bit too eager to jump in the loader here and start pumping dirt through the wash plant here. Let's get back to the original plan there of cleaning up that little coal deposit around my pipeline. Oh, drove straight into it, unfortunately. That's nice and cleaned up there. So then I went to take out that kind of nodular coal. So I think I'm going to park my machine off to the side here to make it a little bit easier there. Just about can reach it there. Not level 54 already, are we? The levels are zooming by these days. I'm not paying so much attention to it anymore, I guess that's why. Alrighty, let's try and get this. Let's change the camera there ever so slightly so you can see what I'm doing. Kind of exhausted my supply of coal there, but that's okay. I'm sure we'll be running into more of it sooner or later. Let's get down here then and clean this up a small little bit here, so we can reposition that rock truck into a more favourable position. Try and keep things nice and easy as possible. Alrighty then. We can just go ahead and empty it, why not? We're kind of lined up here. We'll come back then and get another couple of loads of paydirt. Okay, making a mess of this as usual. That's alrighty. Oh, come on. There we go, that's a bit better. What's that? Just over half a load perhaps. Not too bad. Decent amount. Alrighty, so let's pull her inside of us here, nice and close. That should do. My guy, and he's a huge vertical leap. Not only is he a miner, he's some sort of sports star. We're getting reasonably efficient now with this excavator. I'm happy to see that. I am concentrating a little bit more than I would care to admit, I must admit. I do not care to admit this, but I must admit it at the same time. There we go. We get another couple of scoops into that and we'll go ahead and call that a full load. Try and hit the back of it a little bit there. Good. It's safe to say that is full. We're losing a little bit of over the side there even. Let's just try and flatten that out. There we go. Very nice indeed. Seemed like we lost a little bit of it there while we were pulling out. Not so much though. Alright, let's leave it just about there, that will do. Continue to work on the paydirt. Paydirt mixed in with just ordinary dirt here by the looks of things. You can see the different kind of shades. We'll take any kind of dirt, it's all worth money to us around these parts. Oop, looks like we're heading towards an accident here. Let's try and oh. And there we go, the obligatory falling of the excavator off the side of my hill here. That's unfortunate. Alright, let's go ahead here and get a bit of air support and get ourselves fixed up here. So what I can actually do is go ahead and move my machine over here. Let's take advantage of that unfortunate situation and get ourselves realigned here. By the looks of things, I was losing quite a lot of my material over the side of this here. So let's just fix that real quick and pretend that that never happened. Alrighty. So my machine... Did I drop it there? I thought I dropped it in a more favorable position, but apparently not. Alrighty then. So let's get my truck in as close here as I can to this pipeline, and we'll start digging out around it. Throw it into high gear there, why not? Good. Alrighty. I planned on moving the machine over to this area to work with anyway, so that's a happy accident, although my rock truck is very far away there. Okay, that's a little bit better. Oop, don't bump your head off that bucket please, sir. Alrighty. And we go again. Okay, raise that a little bit, making complete balls of that one, let's be honest. Let's back this up a little bit there. There we go. Let's go for one more bucket here, and I think I'll call it a day at that. Short little session here today, but we made some decent progress there. At least that warehouse is kind of established now. We just need to wait for a couple of pieces of roofing to cook up in our workbenches, and we'll go ahead and finish that there in the next section. Get our smelter and wash plants moved over there as well. And this little gravel path is working out quite well, a lot better than I envisioned. For once in this game, usually when I envision something it never works out too well, but yeah, I'm happy with how that's going. Need to work on my rock truck driving skill here, that's for sure. Alrighty, and there's a full load going through. our wash plant. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Cheers for watching. I do appreciate that. All the best to you.